Good evening and welcome to this edition of Eagles Basketball Streaming. I'm Noah Frary, joined alongside tonight by Nathaniel Penley. Should be a good matchup. Eagles looking to get back in the winner's circle against a team from about 45 minutes down I-10, University of Mobile. University of Mobile coming into this game. They've lost 4 in a row, but 3 of those games against top 25 ranked teams in the NAIA. They're going to be looking to get back in the winner's circle themselves as they take on the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. We're going to take a moment now to meet our Eagles, and we'll be back after that. And we're back. And we're back as we get ready for this basketball game, a matchup between the Pensacola Christian College Eagles and the visiting University of Mobile Rams. Nathaniel, a tough outing for the Eagles on Saturday against Bob Jones University. The 3-ball that we're used to seeing with consistency from these Eagles just kind of disappeared for them, and it turned into a really tough game against the talented Bob Jones University squad?
I feel like they had a lot of trouble, mainly because of the ball pressure that Bob Jones put on our guards. Our guards weren't able to get into a good rhythm throughout the entire game, and a lot of that was just the ball pressure. And then we didn't have too much inside. Cody Pratt being out. Derek didn't get too much going. He wasn't able to, so it was just an overall just tough outing.
You mentioned not having Dakota Pratt. It'll loom large in a game like tonight. The big man Darius Curry inside for the visiting Rams. How big of a loss is that, Dakota Pratt, your presence inside, your horse not playing tonight again?
That's a huge hole that the Eagles are going to have to look to fill. I mean, Derek is a good player. He's just not near the size of Dakota Pratt. So we're going to have to look to help defend against their big man, whether that's fronting him with Derek and then looking to help on the weak side. It's just going to be a tough thing to fill.
Now, we saw on Saturday, and Coach doing it again tonight, inserting number 40, Anthony Horton, into the lineup. We saw him come out a lot more aggressive than we're used to seeing Anthony on Saturday, but picked up a couple early fouls. If you're Anthony, how are you playing tonight to bring that aggressiveness that, again, we're not used to seeing, but ultimately trying to stay out of foul trouble early because you really need to stay on the court for an extended period of time with Pratt missing tonight's game again?
Yeah, it was really good to see him coming out with energy and looking to score aggressively. He drew a couple fouls on the offensive end, ended up with some free throws, but it's going to be big for him to be able to stay out there. He gives us that height that we're missing big time with Cody. And if he does get in that foul trouble, it's going to be tough for anybody to go in for him.
And ultimately, Anthony Horton, the one who's in replacing Dakota Pratt, but ultimately those minutes as a whole need to be replaced. I look at players like Ethan Lewis off the bench. I look at Noah Rawlings as players that may need to step up and have some extended minutes tonight more than what they're used to, and ultimately need to bring rhythm to this basketball game.
Yeah, and that's going to have to come from our shooting outside. We weren't shooting too well against BJ, which really hurt us since we don't have the inside presence. So hopefully their shot is on tonight, and that's what we're going to be looking for, especially from a coaching perspective.
And for the visitors, you've got another good dribble drive offense over here. Nathaniel, I know you've played college basketball. So what is the most effective strategy against a team that really can get to the rack?
I mean, if Coach does want to stick with his man defense, you're going to have to stay in front. Maybe force them to shoot. If they start hitting, you may have to go. But if they start hitting, then you got to step out. And if you can't stand in front of your man, you may just have to go to a zone.
Now, we're pretty used to seeing John Clay have big basketball games, but other than John Clay tonight, Nathaniel, who's a player that you really think needs to step up for the Eagles if they hope to keep this basketball game close and then maybe ultimately come away with a victory in this one?
Yeah, so I've got two. First, I've got CP. CP didn't have a very good game against Bob Jones, and I mentioned that ball pressure, and that really was something that hurt him. He wasn't able to get a lot of open shots. But other than CP, it's got to be Austin Lewis coming in off the bench. He also wasn't one that had a great game against Bob Jones, so he's got to come in, look to score aggressively, and hopefully knock down some shots this game.
The shooters need to have a good game tonight if the Eagles hope to stay in this basketball game. We'll see how it goes. We're going to throw it back down to the court. Prayer National Anthem starting lineups up next, and we'll be back with a tip-off of this basketball game.
Welcome to the Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Tonight's game is between the PCC Eagles and the University of Mobile. The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the 4 core values of the Game Plan for Life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. We ask that each participant, official, and spectator join us in exhibiting these Christ-like characteristics and help create a positive environment in which to enjoy today's competition. At this time, please stand as we are led in prayer by John Tutton.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for tonight. Lord, we thank you for giving your Son to die for us on the cross. We thank you for your grace. Lord, we pray that tonight's contest would give glory to you. In Christ's name, amen.
Please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Danielle Gibbs.
Oh
Tonight's sports medicine coverage is provided by the Andrews Institute and Baptist Healthcare, the official sports medicine provider for Pensacola Christian College. Starting tonight for Mobile University, number 1, Will Stanford. Number 5, Darius Curry. Number 11, Tim Collins. Number 30, Gabriel Cruz. And number 33, Trenton Short. Mobile is led by Coach Darnell Archie. And now, your Pensacola Christian College Eagles! Starting tonight for the Eagles, a junior guard standing at 6'3" from Nigeria, number 0, James Shodamu. A freshman guard standing at 5'9" from Orange Park, Florida, number 2, Christian Porter. A junior guard standing at 5'8" from Landis, North Carolina, number 10, John Clay. A sophomore forward standing at 6'5" from Malvern, Arkansas, number 40, Anthony Horton. And a freshman forward standing at 6'5" from Loveland, Colorado, number 41, Derek Woods. The Eagles are led by Coach Mark Getch with assistant coach Marlon Gardner. Officiating for tonight's game are Marcus Williams, Anthony Johnson, and Byron Rozier.
And we're back as we get ready for this basketball game. Let's go over the starting lineups for both teams. For the visitors, number 1, Will Stanford. Number 5, the big man inside, Darius Curry. Number 11, Tim Collins. Number 30, Gabriel Cruz. And the junior guard, Trenton Short, rounding out the starting lineup for the University of Mobile Rams and head coach Darnell Archie. And for your Pensacola Christian College Eagles in this one, starting at guard all the way from Nigeria, number 0, James Shodamu. Number 2, Christian Porter, the sharpshooter. Number 10, John Clay, he's the man. Number 40, Anthony Horton, in for the injured Dakota Pratt. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Eagles, number 41, Derek Woods. Eagles coached by head coach Mark Getch in his 26th season. We're underway, and John Clay quickly picks up the basketball. Here's Stanford. He drives to the hoop and lays it off the glass. Saw some of that dribble drive there right on that first possession.
And that was a great finish also by Stanford. Great contest by Horton. As Horton with a nice pass, but Shodamu not able to finish. It was a good contest, but it was a tough finish.
I like that job there by Horton, though. If he'd gone hard there, he may have picked up an early foul, but he chose to pass it off. Shodamu just missing the layup.
Yeah, it was a nice job by staying alert, able to stop on the dime and make a nice pass, but James wasn't able to finish the layup.
Foul on the other end goes on Shodamu as Collins to inbound the basketball. A backdoor cut, and you just cannot have that right there off an inbounds play. You can't let the guy from the top get open behind the basket.
That's just too easy of a bucket if you're the Eagles and you're trying to stay in this game against a tough team. You just can't let those easy buckets go.
Clay over Short, and he hits. Short was hanging right with him, and it looked like he tripped on that play, and it kind of gave John Clay just that opening he needed to hit it.
That was a tough shot, but a nice one. John loves that shot, that dribble drive, likes to jump up high and has a high release.
Here's Short. Stanford in 3 straight possessions where you've seen the University of Mobile go straight at the basket, and they've been successful early on.
Yeah, and it's been very easy also. So if you're Coach Getch, you may be looking to go to a zone pretty soon.
Clay's high arcing shot misses. They get it inside to Curry. His jumper. And it looks like the Eagles, they've come out extremely flat in this basketball game. You even saw Derek Woods there not really contest that shot, content to give it to Curry, and he hit it with ease. Here's Horton's 3 now, misses.
There's some good help there by John Clay. A CP now on the break.
Porter at the basket, and the Eagles cut into the lead. Man, I got a chance. I got here early tonight. I was watching University of Mobile. They were laughing. They were having a lot of fun during shootout. Looked very calm, cool, and collected. I mentioned in the pregame they played against some really tough teams over their last three top 25 teams in the NAIA. So ultimately, they've had a tough stretch of things, but they looked pretty comfortable tonight before this basketball game.
And another thing that may have helped them with that is the last time they played us, they had a great outing against a tough loss for us. But if you're the Eagles, I mean, you're looking for a huge upset here. It'd be a nice thing to as you're getting into the tournament season, it'd be nice to get a huge win over this team. But so far to the start of this game, they've just gotten too many easy buckets. And if you're the Eagles defensively, you've got to amp it up a lot. That last possession, John Clay was able to come over and help, and that's something you're going to have to do, especially if you can't stay in front of your man. You see Shotomu take a seat already. He's one of our best defenders, and he wasn't able to stay in front. So we're just going to have to look to help here in this game. As you see, we're already come out in the zone. Coaches put him in the zone.
Backdoor pass. Now Curry out to Collins. The three on the way, and it's good. A great find there by Curry. He saw Collins get open behind the three-point line. A threaded pass there, and Collins just knocked it down.
And that's something you don't want to see if you're the Eagles. Them hit their first three and make it a first. That's just going to be tough. It's a moving screen set by Derek Woods.
Now, Nathaniel, ultimately you come into basketball games like this. You know the type of team you're playing. How do you take away their main advantage, which is the dribble drive? I guess maybe that's by going to the zone, which you've seen them do early on, but you want to try to make them uncomfortable, put them into situations that they don't want to be in.
Yeah, now that we're going to zone, you're going to have to be working a lot harder than you normally do against some teams, and it may be really tough. As another easy dribble drive, John's just got to be able to stay in front of them, especially on a zone. But it's just going to be, you're just going to have to work a lot harder than you normally do.
Porter found Clay on the wing. Now the Eagles work it around, trying to find an opening. They find one. Here's the three-pointer by Clay, but he missed it short. Now Short finds one as well, and that's going to lead to a timeout. Nathaniel, the pace of this game from the Rams has already been extremely strong, and the Eagles just not looking like they're keeping up right now.
And something that's helped is, they've hit almost every shot that they've taken. The Eagles haven't played very good defense so far. They've let a lot of dribble drives going through, and then they've hit their first 2 threes that they've put up. Something that you can point out is CP on that last fast drive. He stood up at the three-point line and made the guy with the ball have to do something. And then he found somebody on the wing that hit a three, but it's a good heads-up play by CP to stop them on the fast break.
16-4 on the scoreboard, 16:27 to go. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with live action. Eagles come out of the timeout with the basketball, trailing by 12. They haven't been able to get it going here in the early going on offense. They'll look to do it on this possession. Horton now finds a cutting Rawlings, but the Eagles gonna turn it over. You start to saw some good ball movement there on that possession, but ultimately it looked like Noah Rawlings got a little bit too deep, tried to toss it cross court, and that forced Woods to get a little bit too close to the baseline.
And we haven't been having too many bad offensive possessions. We've been moving the ball pretty well. Just haven't been able to find an open shot. They've been playing some good defense.
Short this time from the left side, missed it. 2 offensive rebounds by the visitors. That was Cruz on both of those, but the Rams not able to convert. Here's a kick out. Horton from the corner. Woods got it back, and I don't love that shot right there. You got the offensive rebound. You try to go back up with it quickly. You may have liked to try to set up the offense.
Yeah, the offensive rebounds aren't going to come too often against this big and physical team. Nice pass there by Rawlings to Horton, and that came off of a fast break, so maybe that's one way that they'll be able to score, as they haven't been able to in the half-court offense.
The Eagles getting up and down so far on these fast breaks, and you saw Porter, the quick pass over to Rawlings there, really freed up Horton inside.
And that came with the outlet pass from I believe, CP. And that's one way we're going to be able to stop them, is that help. Which in a zone, you know it's your job to help, but you're going to have to be watching these dribble drives.
Well, and I got to admit, Noah Rawlings, one of the best help defenders I've seen in a long time. I can't believe how many behind the back blocks that guy
Yeah.
gets. He always seems to be in the area.
He does have great timing and knowing when to jump.
And he doesn't foul a lot. You see a lot of players when they're trying to go for those blocks behind, it becomes very easy to catch the hand. The official's watching for that. But somehow he's got this knack of getting his hand on the basketball without fouling.
He's a smart defender, and his length really helps him too with that.
Curry just backing down the Eagles inside and finishing as they take a 12-point advantage. Offensive foul on Clay, and that's the Eagles' second offensive foul in the last couple possessions.
Yeah, it looks like the refs are going to be looking at that from now on, so they just got to be careful up top on those screens.
Now, what's the key on those screens right there? Obviously, the officials are watching it, so now you've got to start to mentally. Does it get into your head that you've already had one called on you in a basketball game?
Not really. I mean, you should be looking past that, as sometimes that's just like, it's just a little mistake. But as the ball handler, you have to wait for the guy to come up and get set.
Ball played into the middle of the defense, back outside Short, and he's going to knock it down again. Trenton Short starting off hot for the visitors, and they now take a 15-point lead here with just under 14 to play in the first half.
It's going to be tough for the Eagles to stay in the zone if the Rams are shooting this well.
And there's a huge shot there by Christian Porter just when the Eagles needed some offense. You saw them really working it around there, and they found a wide open Porter there at the top.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to need. It's just our guards and our wings to hit the threes. I mean, our ball movement has been pretty well. As you see the Eagles backing a man here, our ball movement on the offensive end has been pretty good. Man, what a finish.
That's just some athleticism right there. That was Will Stanford. Finished with the easy layup. It looked like he just kind of hung in the air for a while. Eagles get it inside. Woods, the pull-up jumper is good.
And we've seen 2 jump shots now go down, so hopefully the Eagles can get on a little roll here.
I think the biggest thing so far, as Curry goes at Woods, the Eagles just haven't had an answer defensively for the Rams. They've been able to find a couple opportunities in the last couple possessions on offense, but they just have not had an answer on defense so far.
And I think that might come with Cody Pratt not being down there with a big presence on the inside. You see they went to number 5, Curry, with the isolation against Derek Woods. So that's just something we're missing down there is Cody. Now we got Chance Roberson checking in for Derek Woods. So
it's not even the size that you're missing as much too, but just I've played college basketball for a couple years too, that Darius Curry's going to bring to this game. That he's a senior, having played 4 years, but then you're looking at a guy like Derek Woods, who maybe a little still wet behind the ears. He's had a good season for the Eagles. You didn't expect him to have to play as much as he did, but ultimately a guy like Curry, who's had a lot more time to play college basketball, he's got a few more moves in the toolbox.
Yeah. And it also comes with the rest of the Rams team where 4 of their starters are seniors, the other one a junior. That comes with a lot of experience knowing to get the ball down to him as he's going against the freshman.
Here's Clay working on the wing. Now try to get into the center. Eagles again moving the basketball around well. And Rawlings the pull-up jumper, but he's hit from behind by Stanford. He's going to head to the free throw line.
It's good to see that ball moving a lot. And I think eventually we're going to start knocking down some more shots, as you see Austin Lewis checking in now.
It hasn't seemed like the Rams have brought as much pressure on offense as they are on defense, as they, playing well, extremely well on offense. But the Eagles right now have had some opportunities on offense. They've converted on some of those, and I think that's kind of what's keeping them in this basketball game, is just the lack of, it seems like, defensive intensity from the visitors right now.
And something else is free throws. Free throws are what's going to keep you in this game. If you are able to, you just got to knock down some free throws.
Here's another three-pointer this time. I don't even know how to say that name. Kautsar Jairus. That's what we'll go with. There's always got to be that one name on every roster that's the play-by-play's worst nightmare. Here's Lewis, a tough catch there by Clay. Now a backdoor cut by Ward. I love that play there. Ward, he has that 3-ball in his range, and sometimes he's a little bit maybe too content to just sit back there. That time the backdoor cut and a wide open pass.
Yeah, and it was a nice patience there by Clay, waiting for him to back cut and then finding him and putting it where it needs to be.
Devin Curry missed the layup on the other side. Eagles spin it around yet again. And no Roberson. And that one misses everything, but Lewis will go ahead and call that a pass. Now here's Rawlings from distance, and his shot missed as well. Man, the speed and athleticism that you're seeing out of Will Stanford right now, the Eagles just have nothing to match that.
Yeah, and it seems like, I mean, they're getting anything they want on the dribble drive, and then once they do get by whoever they're getting by, I mean, they're kicking out, and it seems like they're raining threes down from everywhere.
The Rams offense hitting from everywhere so far. They're getting it inside. They're getting it from behind the three-point arc. They missed the free throw there. But when you're having that much consistency in all sorts of different, whether you're in a zone or a man, it really makes it difficult to play defense.
It does. I mean, I don't know. You're just going to have to find some more effort closing out on shooters. You're going to have to eventually stay in front. You're just going to have to learn to stay in front. Not let them get that dribble drive penetration.
Rawlings, the quick trigger, and he hits. It's that extra pass right now. The Eagles, Lewis had an opportunity there, but he saw an open Rawlings. Rawlings hit the big three-pointer. Now a missed three-pointer, a scramble for the basketball, and the Eagles going to come away with it.
Yeah, if you're Noah or if you're Austin or even Roberson, you got to be ready to shoot. You're not going to get too much dribble drive, so hopefully your shots start falling. You got to be ready to shoot when you do get the ball on the perimeter, as Noah was on the last possession.
Now Rawlings, the quick trigger yet again, and Noah Rawlings feeling it early on, trying to keep the Eagles in this one. He's got 9.
That's really good to see, and with him starting to hit those shots, that may open up some lanes for some dribble drive throughout this game.
Now the Eagles need to start playing some defense. Ball fed inside, Devin Curry, and that's just way too easy inside right now.
It is. I'm not sure who missed that assignment, but, I mean, you just got to start. You got to keep your heads in there defensively. As on this offensive side, you're looking for Rawlings again. Rawlings with back-to-back threes. You got to be looking to him on the offensive end now.
Couple more substitutions for head coach Darnell Archie for the visitors. Rams basketball underneath their basket. That time the Eagles slacked off, and Bray pulled the three-pointer over Clay but missed it.
Eagles with some more good ball movement. Lewis for 3.
That right there, not something you see Austin Lewis. He doesn't miss a lot from behind the three-point arc.
And it was good to see him ready to shoot the ball. He did shoot it with confidence. Didn't get the results you wanted, but another stop on the defensive end. Got a rebound and then a foul called.
Eagles hanging around offensively so far in this basketball game, but really have not had an answer on defense for the Rams. Eagles trying to get it to Rawlings again, nearly traveled.
Clay forced to take a tough shot. Oh, and looking to go for the strip. Accidentally ran into number 0, Curry.
Clay tried to sneak up on Curry after he got that rebound, nearly got it, but maybe just a little bit too much nudge of the body there on Curry, and Clay picks up his second foul.
As the Rams now are going to shoot 1-on-1.
Free throw waved off on the front end of the 1-and-1 after Bray stepped inside the three-point arc.
Clay now setting up the offense. And
Two teammates just not on the same page on that possession.
yeah, and that's coming from some more tight pressure up on the guards. They're giving the wings and the guards a lot of pressure up top, outside of the three-point line. There's some good help by Austin Lewis.
Bray with the jump shot, offensive rebound goes to the Rams. Another three-pointer on the way.
And another stop for the Eagles. You saw twice there with Lewis and then with Ward both sliding over, looking to help on that dribble drive, forcing Bray to take a mid-range contested jumper. We got another stop.
Clay now from way downtown, and John Clay, ladies and gentlemen, it's raining threes here in the Nest. This is the way the Eagles can stay in a game like this. We mentioned the three-point shooting, but the one thing we've seen over the last couple of weeks, they tend to have one half, but they haven't been able to put together a full game. We've seen them do that a couple times so far this season where they put together, we saw, I believe, a record earlier on this season with 17 or 18 threes in a game, but they just haven't been able to do it with consistency over both halves. Now Rawlings gets in the paint. He pulls up but missed.
Lewis now setting up the offense.
Some confusion, the refs trying to sort it out. It appears one of the players for the visitors not in the book.
It goes to the number 3. I mean, he knocked down the last 3, and I looked down at the sheet to say who it was, and I was like, I don't see number 3.
Logan Fouts, the player not in the book for the visitors, and that's going to lead to a technical foul for the visitors. Both teams trying to figure it out. That's got to be a frustrating feeling for the coach, though. They had the opportunity before the game to look over the book, and it appears they just missed Logan Fouts not being on the roster.
Yeah, he does look a little frustrated there, a little upset.
In the confusion there, I know Lewis took the free throws. Did you see how many of those he made?
I did not.
I guess we both missed that. Now here's Bray at the free throw line. Made the first, hit the second. 38-23, 6:58 to go. Full timeout on the court. We're going to take a break. And we're back 38-23. Got some clarification there on that technical foul because it's just they called it an administrative technical foul. It's only one shot and you don't get the basketball. That, I learned something new tonight.
And we also saw that we learned that Lewis did miss that free throw. As the Eagles come out with a nice play offensively, they were able to execute it, giving Horton an easy layup. Defensively still, that dribble drive, and the Rams have been able to finish all game so far.
Here's Horton. You see Shotomu checking back into the basketball game. He's going to bring some defense. Porter also back in, some offense for the Eagles. Anthony Horton got hit in the face on that play. You can still kind of see him grimacing a little bit, but no foul called, and that led to the turnover.
Yeah, he's looking for a foul. Looked like he got hit in the nose or the eyes and threw the ball out where nobody was, so it's a tough play.
Curry now working on Ward inside, and he gets called for the offensive foul. That's a ticky-tack call right there. Was it a travel?
I think he might have been called for travel. It looked like a good move.
I think you're right.
Maybe too many steps, though.
Eagles trail by 15. Porter gets open. I love the step over right there, but just missed the three-pointer. There's a three-pointer in transition by Anderson, but missed it.
And the Rams have found many wide open threes on the transition as maybe the first wave of Eagles defenders are able to get back, but they're not. The second wave isn't back and covering the shooters.
Horton caught that ball inside, chose not to go at the basket, and kind of teardropped it and just missed the shot.
That was another opportunity the Eagles could have had, or could have taken advantage of to get another bucket in transition, but weren't able to. As the Eagles pick up another foul on number 5, Curry.
That right there was a great job by the Rams. They noticed a massive mismatch inside. You had the 6'5" big man Curry inside, guarded by the 5'9" Porter, and there was nothing Porter could do other than foul the player.
That was great recognition, just to go right inside to him. So yeah, once you get it into him, you're either going to get an easy layup, a foul call, or he's going to have to kick it out right away.
Or a missed free throw. That foul turns into, that's a really great, it pays off big time for Christian Porter. Horton up top from distance. Not able to get it to go.
The Rams pushing it again. There's some good transition defense by the Eagles as they go right back inside to Curry. And another easy layup.
Somehow Porter keeps getting caught underneath the basket, and I'm not quite sure how that's happening. We'll have to watch it here on the next play. Good help there by Curry. Lewis slithers inside, kicks out to Ward, his high school teammate. Missed it, now battle for the rebound, and the Eagles come away with it. I like the move there by Ward. He did a good job at getting inside.
Yeah, there were a couple of good dribble drives there. And I think Ward, foul call, going on number 2 CP. We'll see here in a second. But a couple good dribble drives there. And for Ward, a nice hop step. And I think that finish, that layup, I think it's just going to come with more experience.
Tenth team foul on the Eagles. A little bit of confusion there, but we got it all straightened out. Double bonus the rest of the way for the visitors. They lead by 17, make it 18 after the main free throw. And you see Brian Ugalde check into this basketball game. You don't normally get to see a lot of him, but he brings some really good defensive intensity to the court.
And that's something that the coach is looking for right now, is we haven't been able to stop. We haven't been able to stay in front of hardly any men out here. But I just looked at the foul count going 10-2. So the Rams, I guess they're just doing a good job of not fouling and on the offensive end, drawing fouls from the Eagles.
But it's really been the dribble drive. The dribble drive oftentimes creates fouls because you're getting inside. There's a lot of banging, and that'll create some easy fouls. Eagles swing it around, back outside Roberson from the top, and he misses.
Beautiful ball movement, just not able to capitalize on the shot. As there's some good defense by Bryan as soon as he gets subbed in, able to stay in front of number 3.
Porter has Collins. Collins tried to beat him inside. Eagles got a hand on it, but it tips out of bounds off the visitors. Some good one-on-one defense there by Christian Porter.
I think that started with Bryan. Bryan, as soon as he got in here, he's able to stop them on the fast break, and then that's just contagious. You just see a bunch of active hands there on that possession. They were able to tip it, and then it goes off of a Rams player.
Lewis trying to get it inside to Roberson. Now the kick out. Here's Lewis from distance, and yet again short.
Nice play there by Ward getting back. And we had 2 Eagles back, able to stop that fast break.
Lewis there had the double team coming hot and heavy and got fortunate that he picked up the foul.
Yeah, you got kind of lucky there. They got a little over too aggressive. He looks a little drained right now. Keeping those hands on his knees.
Kind of an interesting, game today. You've got the tough one on Saturday, and you don't normally play a lot of Monday night games, so that game from Saturday may be playing a little bit on these guys' tired legs, but not Christian Porter, as he finds a three-pointer off the pass by Roberson.
And what a play by Bryan, setting up the he dribble drove, which you weren't really expecting from him coming off the bench just to play defense. He had a nice dribble drive, and that set up a little bit of offense. Because I don't think anybody was expecting that. And now a steal there by Bryan.
That's a really tough jump ball there, though. I mean, that's like instantaneous.
Yeah, you see Coach over there yelling. He doesn't yell about a lot of calls being made. He usually asks for an explanation, which he's getting right now. I mean, he and the whole bench were all yelling. Very surprised by that call.
I mean, you saw Ugalde. He grabbed the ball pretty quick and tried to turn, and the guy got the hands on it, but he kind of, it looked like he was kind of wrapping around him a little bit.
It did, yeah. As Bryan was turning, it looked like he got some of the arm or some shoulder. Jump ball called, but still Eagles ball.
You got to love what you're seeing out of the junior from Mexico in this basketball game so far. He comes off the bench. Eagles have needed a defensive spark, and he's provided it. Porter, he got wide open in the middle. Now back to Porter,
man.
And it's good.
You see so much more energy now, and I think that a lot of that comes from Bryan. He's bringing that intensity defensively. We had a nice play down the offensive end, and now a whole bunch of the Eagles players are just looking a little bit more intensified.
Ugalde sticking to Radcliffe over there like glue. Here's Curry, short left open in the corner. Man, you saw the Rams there. They just putting on a passing clinic on that possession. They got it quick to short. He swung it there. They swung it to the top, and the dribble drive. Some great ball movement by the visitors.
And it really was good defense, too. A lot of great shifting, recovering, but then a nice drive there by number 11, Tim Collins, and able to pick up a foul or draw a foul.
Collins' free throw hits. The lead has been as many as 18 for the Rams. Eagles have been hanging it around, and it's largely because of the three-point barrage that we saw from them in this basketball game.
Yeah, that really got them started, really opened up the bucket. As now you see Bryan coming out, which he was the one who sent that spark throughout the team, but Grant Smith checking in for him now.
Smith, another one of those sharpshooters from behind the three-point arc. Good ball fake there. Now Roberson pulls a three, and he finds one too.
It's good to see now a good amount of Eagles players now starting to hit. Hopefully Austin Lewis, as he's guarding Collins right now, hopefully he can start getting going too, because once he starts, he doesn't like to stop. Another dribble drive
You'd even like to see an Eagles player, you know Curry's going to get to the basket. You'd love to see someone try to step in, draw a charge there. That could be just the spark the Eagles need. Here's Lewis. Normally a very consistent three-point shooter. Maybe he's a little rushed tonight, but just hasn't been able to get a good shot off.
CCP tried to pick his pocket, but they were able to recover. Collins now up top, setting up the offense with 5 seconds.
Collins drives at the basket, lays it up off the glass, and it looks like that's going to do it. Roberson threw a heave there after the buzzer, and for a second there I'm like, man, that's going in.
Yeah, it looked really good, actually.
Nathaniel, ultimately the Eagles trail by 16. They give up 50 points here in the first half. Not a great half defensively, but the offense has been there for most part tonight. They just haven't been able to find answers on defense.
Yeah, on the offensive end, we saw good ball movement really throughout the entire first half. They weren't really shooting, or they weren't making a lot of shots at the beginning, but we saw Noah hit a couple threes, and we see a couple other players hitting threes. And like you said, on the defensive end, they weren't able to stay in front of the man the whole time. We saw Brian come in, he sent a spark, and got a couple more points there. But overall, yeah, they just weren't able to stop any dribble drive on the offensive end.
50-34 in favor of the visitors as we head into half. We'll be back with a couple minutes to go in half to talk about what you saw in the first half, and maybe, Nathaniel, you can come up with some ideas on how the Eagles can stop them on defense.
Yep.
Want to get a head start in college? With Pensacola Christian College's online dual enrollment program, you can do just that. Open to juniors and seniors in Christian schools, dual enrollment students can take up to 6 online courses per year, all counting towards PCC college credit requirements. With 3 different options throughout the school year and summer, and over a dozen courses, choose to lighten your college load and, depending on your major, finish college early. You will be able to fit courses around your schedule, a perfect way to complete many of your general college education courses before you graduate high school and step foot on campus. To learn more about getting a head start on your education today, visit pcci.edu/dual enrollment.
You only have one life. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to influence your world for Christ? This is a place where you can be empowered to fulfill God's calling and pursue your passion.
Working as a physical therapist, it is a ministry all its own to just build a relationship with the people. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, is I want to help people get better.
I want to go to law school, get into a cybersecurity program. That way I can incorporate both programming and law, protecting companies from cybercrime.
I love being around people, and I love learning about people. I knew that with nursing, it wasn't just about helping people physically, like it was helping them spiritually too. That's what's important in life.
As I began to pray more, God, I have a huge decision to make. Where am I going to go to school? I only have one life. What do you want me to do with it? And he began to show me that what I enjoy doing can be used for his honor and for his glory. God led me to Pensacola Christian College to pursue my passion for finance through a biblical perspective.
I had told my pastor before coming here, I was like, I don't really like school, but I know I need to go for nursing, so I'm gonna go and I'll have to study really hard, and I just didn't really look forward to it. But now, like on my third year, learning is so much fun, and I didn't feel like that freshman year.
I'll look back and I'll be like, man, I remember I used to struggle with that. And then maybe a freshman looks at what I'm doing and they're like, what are you even looking at? I'm like, this is easy stuff.
Incrementally, we're ready to do more, we're ready to face more, and to say, this may not be the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Last summer, I did an internship in Germany in a genetics lab, and I was able to use the techniques and tools I had learned in the labs here over there, and it made so much more sense because I already knew what I was doing and why I was doing it.
I think teaching is communicating facts, but I think the bottom line for me with teaching is connecting the material so the students not only know it, but appreciate it and also know how to use it.
My teaching isn't about me, it's about where God is taking each individual student down the road.
We have great faculty and they honestly inspire me. Seeing all of these faculty members who have doctorates, you can definitely see what they've learned reflected through what they teach.
They'll constantly tell you, if you need something, come talk to me. I've had teachers other places and they'll say that, but if you go up to them, they don't really want to give you the time or try to respond. And here, it's just totally different. You can just have a really good teacher-student relationship.
The faculty are saying it's going to take hard work and dedication to be the best at whatever you're doing for God's glory. That philosophy will always work.
Sometimes they'll ask us, what verse do you think would apply to this? How a verse would relate to a situation.
Biblical worldview is seeing all of my life through what God has shown us in Scripture.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose PCC in the first place, is to have faculty that love God to help me further my spiritual walk with Christ.
If my goal is to be in the will of God, it helps so much to know that my teacher has that same goal.
Everything that I see here is Christ-centered. Their main purpose is, we want you to see more of Jesus Christ. That is what I see in PCC.
Why is PCC here? It's to change lives and make them more like Christ. I hope that I can just have a little part of molding and shaping them like the Lord Jesus Christ.
They want students to come out of PCC and to make an influence and an impact on the world. I think their goal really is to change the world, and they do it one student at a time.
As president of PCC, I want you to know that we're committed to providing an excellent liberal arts education that's built upon the foundation and truths of God's Word. We won't compromise on biblical principles, and our purpose is to equip you for whatever it is God's called you to do. Make the most of this opportunity in life, and choose the college that best prepares you for that calling. PCC has so much to offer. We're located just minutes from the beautiful sugar white sands and emerald waters of Pensacola Beach. We're known for providing the best education value among accredited Christian colleges. And we have great facilities and activities that'll provide memorable experience to your college life. So as you think to the future and think about choosing a college, don't just choose a college because of its location, near home or by the beach. Don't just choose a Christian college because it's affordable like PCC is. And don't just choose a college because your friends go there and it looks like a fun place to attend. Choose a Christian college because God's called you there. because that place will empower you to influence the world for Christ in whatever God's called you to do.
If you like to engage in ideas, if you like to know why do we believe this or that, then the Humanities Department is for you. We have a broad range of classes that we offer students to help them feel well-rounded, to help them broaden their communication skills, and most important, to give them that anchor in truth so that they can go out and do whatever God calls them to do. And so that's our desire, to give our students biblical principles in which to interpret literature, in which to look at God's providential hand in history, in which to look at our current political landscape. We have the light of God's Word to give us good principles to do what is right and to make right decisions. And these biblical principles apply whether you're analyzing the history and trends of the English language or discussing the distinctives of America's founding. We have faculty who are very passionate about their fields. Many times students, they'll tell us, "I'm so grateful for the things that I learned in your class." So when we see our students going out and affecting real change, taking the ideas that we have given them to influence others, it is a great joy. If you're interested in the Humanities Department and in one of our majors, come visit us during college days. Come to an advanced grammar and composition class or one of our history classes or a state and local government class. We'd love to have you come.
Back as we get ready for second half of play here in this basketball game. A quick rundown of the stats from the first half. Eagles leading scorer, number 2, Christian Porter, 3 of 4 from behind the arc, 4 of 5 from the field. Noah Rawlings was 7 after he hit 2 3-pointers. And for the visitors, the big man inside, Darius Curry, has been going to work on the Eagles. He leads with 12 points. Visitors shooting 43% behind the arc, Eagles shooting just 36%. Although the Eagles have made one more 3-pointer. Right now, second chance points winning this basketball game for the visitors. They're out rebounding the Eagles 27-13, 10-3 on the offensive, and they've had 10 second chance points to 0 for the Eagles. Nathaniel, I mentioned right before half to kind of have you go through some strategies about some defense. What are some thoughts?
Well, if we are in a zone, one of the weaknesses of a zone is rebounding. So that's going to be something big in the second half that hopefully Coach talked over during halftime, that we're just going to have to limit their second chance points. So when they do put up a shot, whether it's on the inside or a 3-point especially, you know that a lot of three-pointers are going to rebound long. So you're just going to have to box out wherever you got to find somebody, you got to box them out. So that's going to come big with the second point chance, limiting them with the second point chance. And then maybe on the offensive end, he may send somebody else down there maybe to create some second chance opportunities for us.
Well, and you've seen the one thing we can say from the first half, Eagles ball movement was strong. They did a good job at moving it around, and that led to some wide open three-pointers. 21 of the Eagles, 34 points coming from behind the three-point arc. So a good performance there, and that's kind of what you're forced to do without your big man, Dakota Pratt, inside.
That, and then not being able to dribble drive because of their ball pressure that they're putting up on our guards. So we're hoping to see some more guys start shooting. CP hit a couple. Noah came in off the bench strong, hit a couple. Hopefully Chance had one in the first half. Hopefully he can hit up another one. But especially Austin Lewis. He hasn't had it clicking at all this game. So hopefully maybe he can get like a layup, maybe mid-range to see the ball go in, and then hopefully some threes will start falling for him.
There's not a lot of games you see Austin Lewis start 0 for 3. If he can get it going here in the second half and the rest of his teammates can keep it going, Eagles may be able to get back in this one, but they're going to need a three-point barrage here in the second half. Trenton Short to inbound the basketball now. We'll see what adjustments the Eagles are able to make. Now Curry going right at Woods, just backed him down. Woods not able to hold his ground, and Curry just another easy layup inside.
And they're probably going to keep going to that matchup, as the Eagles are going to have to look to help a lot earlier than they did on that. Woods with a nice drive right back on Curry. Not able to finish the layup, and then picks up a foul.
That's probably one of the best back downs I've ever seen Derek Woods do. He really did a good job there not to walk. He got into the body of Curry, but just not able to finish the layup, and then kind of a frustration foul coming back by Woods.
Yeah, he went strong right back at him. He said, this is my turn, you know, you're not going to be the only one. But he wasn't able to finish the layup. You just got to finish that.
Offensive foul there on Curry. He's had 2 offensive calls, and both times you've seen that look on his face. He's kind of like, what's going on there? They've been some tough calls on him, but they've gone the Eagles' way. Here's Porter now, picked up by Short.
Coach looking at Roberson with a very confused look, as Roberson was looking for a tip ball.
Interesting, though, to see Roberson in the starting lineup here to start the second, choosing to go with him instead of a player like Anthony Horton, who we saw start this basketball game.
And I think he's just looking for more offense. At 33, Trenton Short knocks down a 3.
Clay got looking behind him and left a little bit too much space there, and Short just kind of able to rise up right over the top and hit it.
So I think with Chance in that starting lineup, he's looking for some more offense, as Anthony wasn't able to get going. Wow, he might have gotten away with the travel there. Nice setup there by John Clay to Derek Woods, and Woods was able to finish that floater.
Woods able to find some offense. He was largely kept off the scoring sheet. 2 fouls there in the first half. He's picked up his 3rd, but now has 4 points in the basketball game. Curry, he'll pull it. It was about an 18-foot jumper there, and he hits.
Woods hasn't been able to stay in front of him, so he's trying to give him a little bit of space, but he's not going to be able to if Curry keeps hitting like that. And that's one reason Roberson's in the game right now, is to spread the floor a little bit more as he hits a 3 there.
Roberson hit the three-pointer. Eagles back within 18. A good shot there by Chance Roberson on the wing.
Going right back down to that matchup again as Woods. You see he got some help there from about 2 Eagles right there. They were able to get the stop.
A great find there by Shodamu on that backdoor cut by Roberson.
I think if he would have, you heard Roberson yell for it a couple times. If Shodamu would have seen him like a second before, he would have had a nice layup.
Horton now going to check in for Shodamu. Eagles bring a little bit of size. They leave Roberson in the basketball game. Here's Woods, the give is to Clay. He just throws a teardrop up. No rebounding presence there from the Eagles, though, after the miss. That may be Woods' fourth.
That's something we both talked about, was those second chance opportunities.
Eagles lucky there. It goes on Clay. That could have been Woods' fourth.
Coming in number 0, James Shodemer. Number 34, A.J. Ward.
A little surprise there. I didn't realize John Clay had 3 fouls. That's not something you're used to seeing out of the junior guard from North Carolina.
I think a couple times he tried to take a couple charges.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember those in the first half.
And those just got called for him moving.
Eagles working it around quickly. Shodomu was fortunate there to keep the pivot foot, but the Eagles not able to convert the long-range 3.
You see with Clay getting his fourth foul, Shodomu had to come right back in. Now I think the load's gonna have to be in CP now, setting the offense up. As another jumper is knocked down.
Short there. He's been hot in this basketball game.
Nice aggressive move by Shodomu, but a good contest by Short.
Short finished the first half with 6. He's got 5 here in the second for 11. Collins just disrespecting James Shodomu right there. Shodomu was up tight on him, but then Collins got a little bit of space and just rose up right over the top.
Just lulled Shodomu to sleep. Shodomu had his hands down, both his hands down, and he just rose up and hit the 3.
Full timeout on the court, 64-39 as the Rams begin to stretch it. We're going to take a break. We're back here with 15:51 to go here in the second half. Eagles now, after trailing by only 16 at the half, find their deficit at 25. They need to begin to pick it up here in a hurry.
You see Coach bring in Austin Lewis off the bench, hoping he can get something to go here in the second half.
Ward finds Porter. Ward now drives baseline and able to lay it up easily off the glass.
Nice drive in reverse. Good finish there by Ward. And good ball movement again. I mean, they've been doing it a lot on the offensive end. And they were able to finish.
Short left open, and he hits. That could have been a foul call. Trenton Short has been great in this basketball game for the visiting Rams.
And that was set. There were two screens there. So the Eagles are going to have to look to help there. Eagles are going to have to look to help around those double screens. As I think that was CP's man. Or no, that was Lewis's man. But Lewis wasn't able to fight around those. Nathan Collins again setting the offense up. Looking for that double
Here's
screen again.
Short around the screen, and that man can't miss.
That's 2 threes in a row coming off of the double screen. Lewis was yelling at somebody. I mean, I think that comes down to communication. The Eagles are going to have to talk.
Porter forced a shot and missed it. It goes out of bounds off the Rams. But this lead that was 16 for the visitors at half now has ballooned all the way to 29. Trenton Short has been the difference maker in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, they come out firing just like they did in the first half. And I think the difference is the Eagles haven't been making the threes like they did at the end of the first half. Got a foul called on Black, 13.
Quick stat check, Trenton Short. He had 6 points at the half. He's got 11 here in the first 6 minutes of the second half. Give him 17 for the basketball game. Set the 17 points for Short, leads all scorers. Here's Lewis from distance, and he finally finds the bottom of the net. It's been a cold night for Austin Lewis behind the arc, but that has to be a good feeling for him.
I think they finally got him to where he had an open three. All of his threes that he took were either very deep or contested in the first half. He got an open three there and was able to knock it down.
Now a great pass over to Collins, who's left wide open. Foul on the court. That foul goes on Kautzer Jarris.
Shodamu doing the point guard right now, setting the offense up. Eagles bailed out there by Shodamu. Lewis for another three. Oh, that looked good. Just a little deep as the Rams now looking to push the break. And a good job defensively by the Eagles getting back in transition. Lewis to Shodamu. Shodamu, nice find in the corner for Grant. And Grant with the wide open three knocks it down.
That was a great job there by Shodamu. He drove in and was able to push it right over there to Smith on the wing.
Nice contest.
You just can't guard a shot like that.
Yeah, I mean, James forced him to shoot it a lot higher than he wanted to, and just found the right angle on the backboard to bank in.
Ward now going to pull one, and his shot short, but Lewis chased down the offensive board. Now a backdoor cut. Two high school teammates hooking up right there.
You see that chemistry back from high school, and a nice backdoor cut.
I got to admit, though, so far, I mean, Ward just missed the three-pointer there. I like the basketball game that A.J. Ward has played so far. You've seen some increased, aggressiveness in this basketball game. You've seen him try to bring the dribble drive, which you don't see A.J. Ward do a lot.
And it's really good to see from one of our younger freshmen, as he's had to step up with Derek Woods in a little bit of foul trouble, not having the best game. Anthony Horton not having the best game either down low, and then obviously Cody Pratt being out. He's got to play a much bigger role than expected down low. And it's good to see him taking those drives from the outside.
A long inbounds there. They get it to Short. He's left open on the baseline. Foul goes on 34 inside. On the initial shot, I believe. And that's going to put Curry at the free throw line.
It's a good job of Horton sliding over and at least contesting that shot.
Curry's first, good. It's 73-49 in favor of the visiting Rams after the made free throw. Both shots good by Darius Curry, excuse me. Horton, the pull-up jumper, missed it. Short gets a little opening, missed the shot. Curry picked up the rebound inside, and Horton. Check that, I guess Lewis gonna pick up the foul.
And Ward's gonna have to learn to go over those screens, especially when he's guarding a player like Trenton Short, who's been on fire the second half. He's had a great game. He's gonna have to go over those screens. Short just missed that one. And then it goes back to the second chance opportunities. I mean, Darius Curry, he's been all over the boards, especially the offensive boards.
And number 2, Christian Porter. And number 10, John Clay.
Couple Eagles check out there as Clay comes back in. He's got 4 fouls, but at this point, your team, you're down by 26. What do you got to lose by having John Clay, one of your best offensive players in the basketball game? Woods also came back in. Stanford just out-muscling Grant Smith there and able to get the rebound with easy 2. Smith gets open, his pull-up jumper misses.
Oh. Not a bad looking shot in the offensive end by Smith. And a good job by the guards who weren't down there to rebound by getting back, making it a tough pass for Short.
Trenton Short, he's had a big game for the visitors. He hails from just across the bridge over in Pace, Florida.
And good ball movement. Still not able to knock down a shot.
That three-pointer missed, but Short got it back. Now Curry, that's gonna be a long range 2. His foot was on the line.
Curry's had that mid-range all day too. He's been dominating inside and then stepping out and knocking down some mid-range shots.
Eagles gonna keep the basketball, but we're gonna have a timeout. We're gonna take a break as well. And we check back in now with the Eagles trailing in this one 80-49. They have the basketball with just over 10 to go. Clay got inside and somehow got it around Stanford, who nearly picked up the block.
Nice drawn-up play by Coach Getch. And John Clay with a nice finish.
Porter tried to fight over the screen, but Short finally misses a three-pointer.
Yeah. Another wide-open three, which the Eagles got to stop giving up, especially to Short. Woods was looking to get aggressive again, still not able to finish a layup. And I think we just got a call out of bounds going the Eagles' way.
Actually a foul on Short.
Okay.
Eagles going to keep it. Couple of substitutions now checking in. Bray and Fouts. Fouts caused some confusion there in the first half. We looked over at the book and he wasn't in there. Clay left open and he pulls one. That one misses. I don't know how Horton came down with that rebound, but that one was a gift. Clay was trying to get the long rebound over there, but his foot just stepping on the sideline. Rams going to get the basketball.
And we're just not hitting shots that we normally do. And I mean, they just look kind of methodical. I mean, especially when they played BJ, Bob Jones a couple days ago, they looked very energized on the offensive end. Now they just kind of look like they're running around. John with a nice cut there. Still not able to finish.
Now here's Fouts.
Just giving an open three on the transition defense.
This game getting out of hand in a hurry. Here's Porter. Woods with the fastball over there, but maybe a little bit too high for Smith. He tried to catch it, but it goes right through his hands.
Yeah, a little too high, a little too hard. It was a good drawn-up play. We had a double screen, a pin, as Coach likes to call it, and Grant was open, but
Rawlings checks in. It's hard to believe he had a decent first half, and that's the first you've seen him here in the second half, nearly 12 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, I completely forgot about him. I'm not sure why we didn't see him earlier, but maybe he can create another spark here.
Here's Horton into the lane. He was going up for the slam, but you could hear that slap way over here. Horton gonna head to the free throw line.
Nice ball movement, and Horton, again, driving in aggressively, and it's good to see him.
Horton at the free throw line, unable to hit the first. Horton on the season, just a 56% free throw shooter, and he misses them both. Now Devin Curry left wide open inside, and Rawlings just forced to pick up the foul call.
At this point in the game, if you're the Eagles, you're looking to start executing some things on the offensive end, whether that's pins, whether that's dribble drive and kick. You just want to try to find some positives in something like this going forward.
Curry goes 1 of 2.
Coach calling out a new play. A nice play there. Perfectly executed. And I mean, if you're able to execute those plays against a team like this, you know that you're going to be able to do it against other teams going forward because of how good defensively they are. So that's something you're going to want to be working on here.
Here's a three-pointer now by Anderson. Missed it. Bray got it back, and the visitors with a second opportunity. Curry gets open inside. You'd really like to see Anthony Horton contest that shot. It seemed like Anderson just able to get up over the top of him, and Horton not putting up much of a fight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he even saw the ball. He might have been surprised that he was right there. It was a nice dish. Nice find for the layup.
Rawlings got caught up in the air and tried to get it to Woods, but it leads to a turnover. Here's Spouts the other way. He's fouled and going to head to the free throw line.
We've seen it time and time again. The Rams have just gotten out in the fast break, and we just haven't had guys back. They've been getting back as the Rams have been driving to the bucket, which has caused a lot of fouls. And they're in the bonus again, like they were in the first half, making a living at the free throw line.
Clay drove in, gave it to Porter. His jumper no good.
Oh, man.
And now Fouts lighting it up from behind the three-point arc, the visitors.
And not bad defense right there. We had a man right there. Maybe he could have put his hand up to get some more resistance, but they're just shooting everything, and they're making everything. Coach has had this group in for a while now. Maybe he's trying to get these guys playing well together. Nice find by John. Wood's not able to finish it. Foul called. Foul called on number 0. As coach is going to be coming in with 3 subs. Roberson, Lewis, and Ward.
Woods' free throw rolls around the iron, but doesn't go down.
Ward is going to stay here at the table as he's going to be going in for the shooter.
Woods hits it, and now Ward checks in for Derek Woods.
And we've seen a good game from Ward. He's shown some potential. I mean, right now he's playing the big man. I mean, he's the biggest man on the court. But we've seen some good drives from the outside. Some good footwork as he's driving in. He's able to stop, come to that hop step. So we have seen some positives, at least from him.
Gray left open in the corner, missed it. Rawlings pushing the pace. Lewis doesn't know how that was called out of bounds off him, but it's going to go with the visitors. Now the two officials getting together. The call going to stand. Lewis just kind of shakes his head. Fouts another wide open 3, and that man can't miss. It was Trenton Short in the first half. Now it's been Fouts here in the second half.
And he loves that corner. That's 2 in a row from the corner. As Lewis, I thought, had a shot. Nice pass to Clay, wide open in the corner. And there's a wide open 3. I'm not sure how he got so wide open there. As is a good job. Nice find by Lewis.
Anderson just gets into the body of, I believe, Ward and goes right at him.
I think Ward was sliding over for somebody. And it was a nice job of creating the contact by number 4. Anderson, the junior, makes his first. And the second is good, bringing the score to 97-57 with 5 minutes left to go.
Rawlings to a wide open Clay, and his three-pointer gonna fall. John Clay made his last two. Fouts over Rawlings.
Man, that looked good from where we were sitting, just a little long. Rawlings, though, he's got to step up a little bit more. As Fouts has been on fire the second half.
He wasn't even in the book at the beginning of the basketball game, but Logan Fouts.
He's all over the book now.
He is all over the book.
And
now he picks up the steal, and here he goes the other way. He's going to try to slam it. Had to lay it up at the end. Fouts having a huge second half for the visiting Rams.
Lewis with the bullet pass to Clay. Clay just misses the layup. And defensively, again, the Eagles are just jogging back. Clay slid over and drew the charge. He gets his charge that he's been trying to get this whole game.
Gutsy play there by Clay. He's got 4 fouls.
Yeah.
But finally able to get the charge. He picked up a couple calls in the first half on him. Lewis left open, and he hits. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor. We're going to take a break as well. Here's Bray bringing it across.
See Coach Getch coming back with Brian as he had a pretty good half in the first half when he did get subbed in. Put some pressure up here. No on the break. Out to Lewis.
Lewis tried to get it to Roberson, but Anderson stepped in front of it. Here's Curry, a nice spin move.
Wow.
And the layup goes, and the Rams break 100.
That was a really nice move. Great patience there. And as Lewis was driving baseline, you see Anderson, who got the steal, and he just read to where he was going. Brian might have got away with the travel there. Lewis for 3. In and out.
We've seen him hit from distance. Curry and everything falling here for the visitors. They get the and one there on Curry, who just threw up a desperation shot as he was getting fouled.
The Eagles again late getting back, having to foul. That time they got the bucket plus the foul.
Curry hits the free throw after the tough layup.
Devin Curry has come on strong here in the second half. Put together a pretty nice game for himself.
Lewis goes across the whole baseline. Ugalde got it and able to force the foul call on Radcliffe.
Coach Getch getting Riley Rhodes off the bench. Number 3 looking to check in here. First action he's seen here in this game. And he's a promising young player. Very athletic. He's a dual sport player, actually. Yeah, had a pretty big part in the Eagles soccer team in the national championship.
Curry missed it. Eagles going to get it back.
Noah Rawlings showing some good defense there. Trying to stick up for himself here. Riley Rhodes gathering some cheers from the crowd. He's a fun player to watch. Brings the intensity. Brings a lot of intensity off the bench, too. As Rawlings for 3 hits it. As it's been a kind of a streaky night this entire game. I mean, there's been spouts where we've hit like 3 or 4 in a row, and then right back to where we can't hit anything.
Curry missed the layup inside. Rawlings cut through 2 guys. Tried to feed Ugalde. Bray now drives, finds Spouts in the corner. The catch and shoot. Good box out there by Roberson.
Yeah. John trying to create something here. Good defense again by Anderson.
Rawlings over Radcliffe from distance, and he hits.
Rawlings just having to chuck one up there, but seems like he's had to do that a couple times this game and has found a 3 for himself.
Rawlings continues to have big second halves, perhaps trying to fight for some more minutes in the rotation. Rawlings, another one, and he hits. He's feeling it. Get your points, young man.
It's good to see the crowd getting back into it a little bit. I mean, the cheering, it's nice to cheer for something. A nice strip there by Rawlings again.
Radcliffe gets some positioning and able to draw the foul. He's going to head to the free throw line. Radcliffe at the free throw line, misses his first. Been a big second half for Noah Rawlings, though. He has 16 points in the basketball game. He's been able to find some open three-pointers, and he's been hitting with consistency this evening.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised when he did sub back in the second half. I mean, the first time he subbed in was with 8 minutes left to go. I mean, the game was already out of reach. I was pretty surprised to see him as he's calling for a screen now. Going to pull it again.
When you're feeling it, you might as well keep on pulling it. Here's Clay now. The Eagles finding some success from behind the three-point arc.
I think they may just be trying to get some more T-shirts out to the fans.
I didn't realize how far the clock did tick down. I looked up and there's only 7.6 seconds left in this basketball game. Seemed like just a few moments ago it was 2 minutes. But before then, we'll have a couple free throws. Anderson hit the first from the free throw line. Misses the second as Rawlings came away with it. Rawlings just going to heave one at the buzzer, but that's going to do it for the basketball games. Rams come away victorious in this one. 106-75 is the score. Nathaniel, the defense just wasn't there for the Eagles early on. They had a good three-point shooting night tonight, but just not enough in this basketball game for the Eagles.
Yeah, defensively, we talked about it before the game. It was just going to be tough to stay in front of their man, and we saw that we weren't able to, so coach went to his zone, and then they started hitting from the outside. So that was something that really hurt us. And then in the first half, we just couldn't get much going offensively. We had a couple threes here and there, and then at the end of the game, you see Rawlings going off a little bit, but there's nothing consistently throughout the whole game that was able to keep us in the game.
Now, Eagles have to get right back on the horse on Thursday. They got another game against Southeastern. That's a conference game. It's senior night. Nathaniel, what is something that the Eagles need to do differently?
I think play better defense. I mean, they may have to be running some extra drills here in this next practice that they have. They just got to learn. They just got to be able to stay in front of their man. And if not, hope that the Southeastern team isn't able to hit threes like this team did.
Head coach Mark Getch going to join us in a moment to talk about this basketball game. He's making his way over here. Coach, another tough loss tonight against a talented squad. University of Mobile, a very talented NAIA team, and tonight it just seemed like we didn't have it going on defensively.
No, we weren't physical enough. Just didn't have that inside presence, and then we couldn't deal right off the bat with the explosiveness of number one, who's a very solid player.
Now, ultimately, you may not have that huge defensive body inside of Dakota Pratt for a ton of games left this season. What are the adjustments that you guys need to make in order to have some size inside? You've got size, but I guess strength is a better word.
Yeah, it is. It's experience, it's strength, and we just gotta let these young guys play, keep learning. Hopefully, try to keep coaching them up on the sidelines with little things along the way. Hopefully they'll take the instruction, look at the tape, and try to get better.
Now a good three-point shooting game for you guys tonight. You guys go 17 of 38, 10 of 19 in the second half. So one of those games where we finally put together a whole game, but again, you kind of go back right to defense.
I thought it was interesting, though. Some of our threes were kind of what we want, and that's create off a dribble drive and then kick the ball out. I mean, obviously Noah got a little hot there at the end and just started teeing some up from way back, but we got some dribble drive going tonight. We had actually a couple other ones that I thought we had it set up right for dribble drive, got the kick, or we turned it over. So there's some little things there that we're doing on that three ball that we've been striving for. Yeah.
Now, right back at it on Thursday, senior night. I think I've heard Dakota Pratt may try to suit up a little bit. He's sitting just 7 points away from 1,000, so a big milestone there. But what's something that you guys can take from tonight's game that ultimately you're going to not be playing as talented of a squad on Saturday? It's still a good team, don't get me wrong, but what's something you guys can take from tonight into that game on Thursday?
Well, number one, tonight, so explosive, and they got two guys who can really take it off the dribble pretty well. Southeastern took Mobile down to the wire at their place, so they're a very talented team, very explosive off the dribble drive. So we've got to be ready for that dribble drive, that attacking type of player that we'll see Thursday night. So it was a good warm-up for us tonight.
Coach, thanks for joining me after this one. And for all you Eagles fans, continue to keep up with your Eagles. Follow them on PCCEagles.com as well as on social media. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and we look forward to seeing you back out here on Thursday.